Okay, so that's in Word, right? I've got some content in Word. I started in Web. I did a little bit of research there, and I did some things in Word. We're going to change hats now, and we've moved on from leadership, and we're moving into the role of somebody who works in marketing, right? And I've been, toiling away here in marketing, building out this amazing marketing plan, right? I've got all this content, an overview, target market information, marketing objectives, all this stuff, right? And I've written this up, and now I want to take this and get it approved and within the organization. And so normally what happens is you would sit down in a room and you'd have a meeting, and you'd go over sort of the finer points of this plan. And you're not typically going to bring Word up and do that. What you're typically going to do is to say, hey, let's put a presentation together on this, right? Again, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is how long would it take you to get to a rough draft of a presentation based on an 11-page Word document with graphics and all of those things in it, right? With Copilot, super easy. So I can go to this blank presentation here, and much like within Word, I can open up Copilot in its own sidecar, and it's going to look and see, hey, what's going on here. In this case, Copilot can help me start creating in a number of different ways. I could create from a prompt, but I've already done the heavy lifting. I've got something already within my organization that I want to reference. And so I can say, hey, I want to be able to create a presentation from a file, and I want to be able to create a presentation from this marketing plan. So when I say Copilot, go ahead and start working here, Copilot's going to do what you would probably do. It's going to review the document and go, all right, well, let me read through this and figure out, well, how might this be structured? How many slides should I have? What should those titles be? What text and images from the document should go on the slides? All of that kind of stuff, if you will. And so Copilot's going to go through and create that, again, rough draft. Don't expect 100% finished copy from Copilot. That's not its point. But again, very quickly, I went from 0 to 13 slides of this particular document in just a second. This one I don't love. The intern failed me a little bit there. But now I can start revising and working through my content and making this kind of what I want it to be, right? I might want to do something like add a relevant image to this slide, right? And I could use natural language to help me work with Copilot and the functionality and the features that are integrated here, right? So, and apparently my agenda is a balancing act, and I'm fine with that. So the ability for me to be able to use natural language to work with the Office applications, unlike just a general purpose model, Copilot in Microsoft 365, it's integrated more deeply into these experiences. So when you're using Copilot in PowerPoint, it knows PowerPoint, and the outputs that it gives you are PowerPoint aware, right? So not only did I get a bunch of slides, you'll also notice that I started with a template. And so Copilot used that template and worked with that template to make these slides in the way that I wanted to. And maybe towards the end here at the conclusion, maybe what I want to do, what we would do for a lot of these kinds of reviews is, and even for today, right, at the end of our presentation here, there's a slide that's like, we want to wrap everything up, right? So I might want to say, hey, Copilot, can you add a new slide here thanking the audience and encouraging them to ask questions? Again, I could probably do this by, inserting and finding the slide that I want, thinking out what I want it to say. Okay, it's being cranky with me right now, and that's fine, and I may just move on. But the ability for natural language to be able to help get to an output at the end of this with Copilot in PowerPoint, it's super helpful, right? And again, it was just cranky for a second. Sometimes you have to ask the intern more than once. But here, I got exactly what I asked for. Thank you, and a graphic that encouraged people to ask questions, right? Natural language getting me to an output that I want. So super interesting.